threat of the coronavirus pandemic has gripped the entire world as more European nations are announcing drastic measures to deal with the COVID-19 virus. France and Germany have now become the latest nations to impose partial lockdown in their fight against novel coronavirus. Good morning, I'm Amar Singh Pradhan and these are the headlines of the hour. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Agni Sapkota, says the Parliament will not discuss the MCC agreement until the ruling party reaches a conclusion on the future course. The coronavirus outbreak taking its toll on Nepal's economy despite no cases of the virus detected yet. Analysts predict Nepal's economic growth to be limited to 4.5%. Germany and France impose stringent new measures to limit social contact as countries across Europe try to stem the spread of the coronavirus. The toll crosses 6,500. And UEFA to hold an emergency meeting to discuss the impact of coronavirus outbreak. English clubs mull over alternatives for the ongoing EPL season. Let's begin with national political updates. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Agni Sapkota, has said the controversial Millennium Challenge Corporation agreement with the US will not proceed at the session anytime soon. The Speaker Sapkota stated that the MCC issue would not be tabled at the Parliament anytime soon as the ruling Nepal Communist Party itself has been mulling over the future course of the agreement. Speaking with the media at Singhadarbar, Sapkota stated that the issue would enter discussions at the House of Representatives once the party reached a conclusion.
सत्तारूढ पार्टी हैन त्यो पार्टीका नेताहरू अनि दल नेता उपनेता अनि पार्टी विभिन्न पार्टीका मुख्य सचेतक प्रमुख सचेतकहरू यिनीहरुको बीचमा पनि छलफल चलिरहेको छ र राष्ट्रिय रूपमा पनि छलफल चलिरहेको छ। अब त्यसमा चाहिँ फेरि बेला आएपछि मैले त सहजीकरण गर्ने कुरा न हो।
Sapkota was of the opinion that his role would be limited to that of a facilitator for the issue rather than taking any significant decision. The MCC agreement was signed on 14th of September 2017 and was registered at the Parliament Secretariat for the endorsement. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli is in favor of endorsing the MCC agreement, while the task force formed under the coordination of the party's senior leader Jalnath Khanal has submitted a report citing that the agreement should not be endorsed in its present condition. With the confusion unabated, the ruling Nepal Communist Party is yet to take a decision regarding the agreement. The novel coronavirus that originated in China has been detected in 157 countries so far. Over 6,500 people have lost their lives around the world due to the virus. The global economy has been affected. Share markets across the world have tumbled and the price of crude oil has dropped to the lowest since the economic crisis back in 2008. Nepal, fortunately, is yet to record any outbreak. However, the pandemic has already started taking its toll on the Nepalese economy. We have a report.
Nepal tourism, construction and foreign trade have been affected due to the novel coronavirus outbreak. As many countries have imposed a lockdown and discouraged their citizens from traveling, the number of visitors coming to Nepal has gone down. This has affected the aviation sector, travel, tour and trekking businesses in Nepal. As the Nepal government declared the year 2020 as Visit Nepal Year and aimed at catering 2 million visitors, banks have invested around 100 billion rupees in hotels and 26 billion rupees in travel, tour and trekking sectors. Unfortunately, the outbreak of the fatal virus has affected the business activities and put the investments at risk. Analysts opine the current situation will result in increased bad debt and eventually hurt banks' profit. Meanwhile, industries have cut their production as well, which is certain to hurt Nepal's gross domestic product. Likewise, Nepal's agricultural producers that covers 1/3 of the annual GDP has gone down too. Analysts opine the coronavirus outbreak will limit Nepal's economic growth for the ongoing fiscal to 4.5%. Nepal's remittance has also been affected as industries and companies have been closed in the Gulf countries, South Korea and Japan, among other foreign employment destinations for Nepalese workers. The decrease in remittance will hurt bank deposit and overall market consumption. Likewise, analysts have also anticipated lower foreign direct investments that will in turn affect Nepal's foreign currency reserve. As majority of development projects have been assigned to the Chinese among other foreign companies, airport projects and 10 hydropower projects have been stalled. This will affect the businesses based on construction materials. Likewise, businesses and industries that are dependent on imported raw materials have already been affected. Businessmen say shoe production has gone down by 50% as well. Meanwhile, economists say health and agricultural sectors can be a lucrative market to invest in at the moment to minimize the risk of corona outbreak in Nepalese economy.
And we'll take a short break here. For more news, do stay with us. The global death toll due to the coronavirus has exceeded 6,500. The government has urged the public to take maximum precautions. Meanwhile, some businesses have tried to thrive on the panic among the public and have begun black marketing of face masks and hand sanitizers. We have a report.
This warehouse consists of a large number of face masks that are hard to find in the market these days. Black marketing of face masks has surged in the Nepalese market as of recent, as businesses attempt to make the most out of the panic among the public regarding the coronavirus outbreak. The police have initiated an operation against black marketers and have considered black marketing of products like face masks in the present time as a crime. The police have arrested 12 individuals in 2 operations and confiscated 1 million masks in the capital. Prior to the surge in demand on the face of the novel coronavirus outbreak, these Chinese masks were sold at 5 rupees per piece. Black marketers have been selling them for up to 30 rupees per piece at the moment. Meanwhile, in order to control the black marketing, the Nepal police has deployed officers in civil dress. The police are preparing to file cases against 12 individuals arrested for selling masks for inflated prices. Likewise, the 1 million masks confiscated are to be sold from the Department of Medicine Management and government outlets. There is a call for the police to continue with the investigations and take stern actions against black marketers.
Most of the nations affected by the coronavirus outbreak have put bans on the arrival of tourists into their countries. However, Nepal has not yet restricted tourists arriving from the coronavirus affected countries. On average, more than 14,000 tourists used to arrive in Nepal in a month. However, after the coronavirus outbreak, the number has gone down to around 4,000. Due to the coronavirus outbreak, Delhi international flights have decreased to around 64 from 110. However, tourists have continued to arrive in Nepal from the coronavirus-affected countries. In the last 15 days, 391 tourists have arrived from China, 2,199 from India, 942 from Thailand, 317 from Japan, and 1,063 from the US. Due to the coronavirus outbreak, the government has stopped issuing on-arrival visas and made it mandatory for tourists arriving in Nepal to present a health certificate and to stay in quarantine. And now time for international update. Germany and France have imposed stringent new measures to limit social contact as countries across Europe try to stem the spread of the coronavirus. French President Emmanuel Macron announced an enforced lockdown, a step similar to curbs imposed by Italy and Spain, as he said the country is facing a health war. Macron also said the European Union's external borders would be closed to travelers from Tuesday. In Germany, most non-grocery shops and venues have been ordered to shut. German Chancellor Angela Merkel also banned religious services and told people to cancel any domestic or foreign holiday travel. Schools across the country have already been shut. In the UK, Prime Minister Boris Johnson did not announce compulsory restrictions but urged people to avoid pubs and clubs and refrain from non-essential travel or having contact with others. Earlier, the head of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus, said governments were not doing enough to combat the pandemic and urged them to step up their testing programs. There have been more than 174,000 confirmed cases of coronavirus globally and over 6,700 deaths, according to a tally from Johns Hopkins University. France has so far registered more than 6,000 infections and 148 deaths. The country will close its land borders from midday on Tuesday. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump has said the nationwide coronavirus emergency could last until the end of the summer or even longer. He said Americans over the next 15 days should not gather in groups of more than 10 and avoid bars, restaurants, food courts, gyms and crowds. The U.S. has so far had more than 4,600 cases of the virus and 85 deaths. And we have more news coming up, but right now it's time for another short break. And in our Public Voice segment, we had asked the lawmakers of Province 1, why have they not been able to finalize the name of the province? Let's take a look at what they have to say.
Public Voice.
पहिचानको कुराहरु आउनुपर्छ भन्ने कुराहरु उठिराखेकोले गर्दाखेरि यसलाई सर्वसम्मतमा कसरी लिएर जान सकिन्छ, विवादरहित कसरी लिएर जान सकिन्छ भन्ने हिसाबले प्रदेश सरकारले चाहिँ आफ्नो ठाउँबाट लागिराखेको अब केही समयमा यो टुङ्गिन्छ।
राजनीतिक कुरा हो, त्यसो हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ अब अहिले सम्पूर्ण सबै दलका नेताहरूको बीचमा केही छलफलहरू चाहिँ भएको छ।
सहमतिकै खोजीमा छौं हामी। सहमति भइसके पछाडी प्रदेश नम्बर 1 को नाम पनि टुङ्गो लाग्छ।
And now time for our segment Public Pulse, where it texts us with their opinion.
Public Pulse.
What you say on the parliamentary committee relying on the top leadership to make decisions for it. Your options are A, searching for agreement, B, neglecting parliament's dignity, and option C, lack of decision-making ability. The voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Let's move on to sports update.
Sports news.
The European football governing body UEFA is going to host an emergency meeting today. The meeting, through a video conference, will discuss the possible ways to deal with the coronavirus outbreak and its impact on the Euro 2020 and Champions League, among other tournaments. UEFA has called a meeting of representatives from 55 of its member nations, European clubs and World Players Association. Football across Europe and other parts of the world have come to a standstill due to the coronavirus outbreak. Euro 2020 matches have been scheduled to take place between 12th of June to 12th of July in 12 different European nations. Likewise, Champions League matches have been on hold since the virus escalated in Europe. UEFA sources say the video conference meeting scheduled for today will decide to host the event in December or shift the Euro 2020 to next year. The meeting will also decide dates for domestic leagues, Champions League and Europa League. International media reports say the UEFA is mulling to demand $275 million in compensation from clubs and league organizers for pushing Euro matches. Clubs and organizers of the English Premier League are mulling over the future course of the league as all matches have been halted due to the rising threat of coronavirus in Europe. The English Football Association has postponed all men's and women's tournaments until 3rd of April. English Premier League clubs have come in differences over the future course of action for the league. The three alternatives put forth include resuming league matches once the coronavirus pandemic comes under control, announce the league winners and relegation teams based on the current standings, or cancel the season altogether. West Ham, among other clubs, have suggested cancelling the season, while Brighton and others have opined doing so would be a blatant injustice to league leaders Liverpool, who have maintained a strong record this season. Organisers have suggested there will be plenty of time to play the remaining matches, as the Euro Cup slated for June is likely to be postponed. In the ongoing season, Liverpool are almost certain to lift the trophy after 30 years. The Reds have 82 points from 29 matches, followed by Manchester City with 57 points from 28 matches. The current standings are Bournemouth, Aston Villa and Norwich City in the relegation zone. And now time for our special segment, Sports Buzz.
In the face of growing uncertainty over the hosting of upcoming Tokyo Olympics, Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe announced that the Tokyo Olympic, scheduled to take place from coming July, will not be postponed due to coronavirus. The Japanese Prime Minister's statement came at a time when majority of the sports events around the globe are being postponed due to the fear of the escalation of the coronavirus outbreak. According to Premier Abe, Japan would organize the Olympics by eradicating the infection of coronavirus in the country with a foolproof plan. Meanwhile, back home, Manang Marsyangdi Club clinched the Aha Rara Gold Cup this Saturday. This was Manang's 6th Aha Rara Gold Cup title. In the final, Manang Marsyangdi defeated Nepal Police Club 4-3 in the penalty shootout. The match was decided on penalties after both the teams remained goalless in the stipulated and added extra time. Manang finally prevailed 4-3 on penalty shootout. The winners were awarded 1 million rupees of cash prize, while the runners-up took home 500,000 rupees. The ongoing coronavirus outbreak has greatly hampered sporting activities around the world. All the prestigious top leagues of the likes of English Premier League, Spanish La Liga, Serie A, French League, among others, have been put on hold. Some of the players are also reported to have contracted the virus.
And a look at the top stories one more time. Speaker of the House of Representatives Agni Sapkota says the Parliament will not discuss MCC agreement until the ruling party reaches a conclusion on its future course. The coronavirus outbreak taking its toll on Nepal's economy despite no cases of the virus detected yet. Analysts predict Nepal's economic growth to be limited to 4.5%. Germany and France impose stringent new measures to limit social contact as countries across Europe try to stem the spread of the coronavirus. Death toll crosses 6,500. And UEFA to hold an emergency meeting to discuss the impact of coronavirus outbreak. English clubs mull over alternatives for the ongoing EPL season. And that's all for the moment. Our next English bulletin will be at 11 a.m. Stay with us for more news and entertainment on KTVSD. Good day and stay safe.